And what's not to love? You have Cameron Rising, the Rockies, the literal Rockies. Nolan Arenado is in St. Louis. You have Coors Light. And you have also the highest rate of polyamorous relationships probably in America. So if you're Collin Sexton, I might be the happiest man in America. You know what? I see a lot of you be like, I don't know what to comment. I just want to help you in the algorithm. So here's a comment, hit and then send. Here you go, lurker. Your task for this comment is to Google which state in America has the highest rate of polyamorous relationships. Word it in a way that Google will understand how to answer the question. My guess would be Utah would have to be number one. Washington is a great sleeper pick for Portland and Seattle on the strength of Seattle alone. But then it's like California. This is a basketball channel, by the way. If time is a flat circle, then my watch must be broken, because here we are again, talking about Collin Sexton for what feels like the 100th time. But I think if I just get this out there, I talk about him one last time, I talk about the Utah part of this, I'll get it out of my system. I just got to let the takes fly and flow, and, well, anything that's synonymous that wants to come out of my mouth, please do it. And I got one in the chamber that I'm ready to fire off. I think it's pretty crisp. Should we be priming ourselves for Collin Sexton being an all-star this year? Chatter going down. Oh, this is an insane take. Boop, beep, boop, boop. You don't know ball. Beep, boop, boop. Hit send. 1 million downvotes. Listen, here's the thing. You trade Collin Sexton to the Utah Jazz. He's coming off of a meniscus tear. Got a lot to prove. Healthy Collin Sexton about to be unlocked. You send him to a bad team. You might be losing Jordan Clarkson. So then the scoring falls almost exclusively onto Collin Sexton's shoulders. And this is why we say he's going to average 35 to 100 points a game this year, right? You also have to consider that because of that, how many years do we see as other people would coin them, not myself, because I do not believe this is a real thing, good stats, bad team guys make all-star teams. How many times does that happen? Every year, when you have those just horrible teams, they always try to get a little, uplift them a little bit, right? You got an all-star this year. Look at this guy averaging 37, and you have 9 wins. But that's something, though, right? Not only that. You know where the all-star game is this year? Oh, you don't? It's in Salt Lake City. It's in Utah. So it would be a weird look, and it kind of like, darn, we got the All-Star game here. The year that we trade away our franchise, the year that we finally give up and say, no more Donovan Mitchell, no more Rudy Gobert, we finally do that, and that's the year that we have the All-Star game. Feels pretty bad. Well, we got this guy with a braid averaging 27. He's averaging 24, 6, and 5. Look at his true shooting. Oh, wow. How can we not reward that? Give them something to cheer about on their home court. I don't know. It feels really good, though, to finally be able to look at him and say, a shooting guard. We did it. We finally made it. He gets drafted to Cleveland. LeBron, I'm so excited. Let's do this thing, man. You know he knew, right? So then Collin Sexton plays the year, and we're like, is that a shooting guard? I think that's a shooting guard. And then they draft Darius Garland. And they're like, wow, now we have 2 really strong point guards. And we were like, I think you have a point guard and a shooting guard. And they're like, wow, look at these point guards. And then a year goes by, and then they finally kind of are like, I think one of these guys has to be a shooting guard. And they were like, okay, it's Collin Sexton. Finally, it happened. This is the same guy who, in college, when Alabama was playing with 3 players on the court, he had 40 and only lost to Minnesota by like 5. It was 3-on-5, and they only lost by 5. The same guy who for like half of his life, the only person who ever actually hated him was the dude he stared down at the free throw line in high school. And at some point you do kind of look at him and you're like, I think the reason I think you're so good on defense is because you try really hard, because you're always moving a lot and you're always very physical and you're always running into everything and you're always messing everything up. But then you put the ball in his hands, he goes down the other end of the floor and next thing you know, he's got like 45. So yeah, I think that guy is probably going to take this challenge pretty well. He's probably going to be, it's going to remind him of the old Avery Johnson, Alabama days a little bit, I'm sure. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of times this year where we look at this Utah Jazz team and we're like, is that the Avery Johnson, Alabama Crimson Tide, or is that the Utah Jazz? I can't tell. Maybe he got like super tight with Agbaji in like the 2 months that they were both Cavs together. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's some insane chemistry there. And it's because of that chemistry for these Utah Jazz. I'm thinking somewhere between 4 and 5 wins. Book it.